Hey, what's up, man? KYLECAST coming at you. A little bit different environment we're recording in today. I'm out here in nature. I went for a little walk, like a little hike, midday hike. I'm off today. It's like what is it? Like a Thursday? I think it's Thursday today. Went for a little walk out here in nature. It just felt like I was inspired to sit down for a minute and record a quick episode for the KYLECAST. My apologies, I'm kind of out of breath. I'm like damn Jack Black in the Minecraft movie out here, just like a big old fat dude walking around talking about chicken jockey or something. But yeah, it's been cool. It's beautiful out here. It rained today. It's kind of dreary, kind of cold day out, but it's lovely. First day of spring, by the way. Recording this on the 20th, I believe. It's just awesome. It's just awesome to be out here. Beginning of the week, I was laid up, had some sinuses going on. Man, I was kind of sick. Laying in bed for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. It was crazy. I was taking NyQuil and just sleeping for like 2 days straight. And it was kind of awesome, but I was having these crazy like fever dreams while that was happening. And one that sticks out to me, and this is kind of hard to explain. Whenever I say it out loud, it doesn't sound as crazy as it was whenever I was having the dream. But it was like, I was laying in bed. This is on the dream. I was laying in bed and I was scrolling on Facebook, and a Facebook post came up from like a local high school, and it had pictures of like a boys team. It wasn't football. It was like basketball or wrestling or something. I don't know. Once again, this is all in the dream. This did not happen, but it was like they won a championship, and so the school like posted on Facebook about them like winning and stuff. They won like a title or something. And it was the boys like celebrating, and they were all smoking cigars, and it was really specific. It was like Punch Classico, like the red and black band, pretty common cigar. And, I was just thinking, like, I was laying in bed scrolling, once again, it was all taking place in the dream. And I remember thinking, like, in the dream, like, man, isn't that kind of crazy for the school to post that? Like, this is probably illegal. Like, this is probably 100% illegal for these boys to be partaking in these stogies. And, I was just like, man, why isn't anybody else outraged by this? Everybody's acting like this is normal, in the comment section and stuff. I don't know. It's just really weird, really oddly specific. I don't know, man. That was like what the dream was. Man, it was weird. And what's crazy though is that like, even though the school would never post something like that, like a couple years ago, stuff like that, it did happen. It wasn't out of the question. If you had graduated high school, that you guys would like hang out and smoke stogies the same day as like a celebration, because back in the day it was like 18. You were 18 years old and you could buy tobacco products, and they changed all that. They changed all that my senior year. I was in high school. My senior year, I graduated in 2020, and they changed that like 2020 or 2019, and it was crazy because I remember like. Now, nobody's really smoking back then, but I remember, like, you're chewing snuff, chewing tobacco. People were into that, and they were buying it legally, 100% legally, at, like, the gas station because it was 18, and they raised everything to 21, the same as alcohol, But it was so crazy back then. Like, I can remember so vividly, like, being a senior, and I was only, like, 17. I was younger than pretty much everybody else that I knew. And that I went to school with in my grade, but I was like 17. I remember like being with people, and we would like go on trips to school, like field trips and stuff. And we get back and it would be late. And I remember like asking my parents to drop me off at Sheets. I wanted to get like a little sandwich and a little drink, after a long day. And while I was in there, like kids that were older than me that had their licenses and their cars and stuff would be in there. We just got off of like something for school, like a field trip or something. They'd be out there like buying lottery tickets, buying, vapes and snuff and stuff like that. This was whenever vaping was like the first, the first big era in vaping, even though it's a lot older than that. But like, this was like the prime Juul and like cheap, I guess not cheap, I don't know, like just like vapes that you could buy at the gas station, I guess. This was like that era, that first epidemic of all of that, 18 years old, kids out there doing stuff like that. And that's all changed now, which is crazy. It's probably a good thing, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. At the time, it seemed kind of stupid. I felt like my freedoms were being imposed upon, even though I never partook in that. I just felt like it was stupid, but I don't know. But, oh man, I don't know. I was also thinking about how, like, with stuff like that, like cigars, cigarettes, and meals and sex are all kind of very similar. Like, I was thinking about how, like, a cigarette is to a cigar what, like, a snack is to, like, a full course meal. And also, like, what masturbation is to, like, intercourse, like actual sex. Like, a cigarette, is like a little snack. Like, you feel kind of bad after you do it. And it's not really that fulfilling. Similar to, like, masturbation or, like, eating, like, a bag of chips. Like, in the moment, you're like, oh, man, that sounds pretty good. But after it's over and you're done with the cigarette, it's like, oh, man, why'd I do that? Same thing with all, those other things. Whereas a cigar is like a full course meal. It's like it's a full experience and it's satisfying. And it's similar to, like, having actual intercourse with a woman, I feel like. The parallel between all of those, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting how all that stuff works, But yeah, it's just beautiful out here. I'm getting ready. A couple hours, I'm going to play the guitar with my buddy. Me and my buddy hanging out. We're going to have a little jam session. We're going to jam like there is no tomorrow because there might not be. But yeah, it's just cool. It's just awesome. Starting to rain. I might get inside here soon. Might head back to the car. Getting kind of cold out here. Going to get damn hypothermia trying to record a little KYLECAST for you. But yeah, those are some of the things that's on my mind. I'm thinking a lot about the summer, and stuff that's coming. St. Patrick's Day was this week, but it kind of sucked because I was laid up. I didn't do anything. I did eat some corned beef that I made at the house. And whenever I say made at the house, I mean I bought it in a can for $3 and put it in the skillet with some potatoes. But I love canned meat. I love Spam and potted meat and corned beef. And I love sardines, and I love canned fish, tinned fish. That's a whole thing. That's a whole thing that I really enjoy. And, it's crazy. I mean, you say you like that stuff, and people look at you like you're insane because it's kind of gross. And it is kind of gross, but I like it. I've definitely put worse things and worse stuff in my body than that, so I don't really care. I like it. I really, really do. But yeah, I don't know. I watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail today. One of all-time classics. Haven't seen that movie in years, man. But whenever I was younger, that was like my shit. Like, I watched that movie like way too much whenever I was younger. Like, it definitely had an impact on me. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I'm thinking about any other good movies coming out. Mickey 17. I heard it's supposed to be good. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to go see that or if I'm going to watch it at the house. Might be a watch at the house kind of thing. Man, I miss going to movie theaters. Not that there's any reason why I couldn't. I just haven't in a couple months. Man, I love the cinema experience. One of my favorite things. It's crazy. It's crazy. I watched Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark for the first time. First time I ever seen that movie. I watched a couple of those movies whenever I was really young on VHS. Like, my aunt and uncle had them whenever they lived out west, and I watched a little bit of it, but I never got into it. But, oh man, that was just a really cool movie. I seen that recently at the house. I feel like I'm going to base my summer around being like Indiana Jones and getting out and exploring stuff. Maybe I'm going to do some video casts. What the old gen millennials would call vlogs, now is like, it's kind of a stupid thing to say, vlogs. Who even does vlogs anymore? That's such a 2016 thing to do. But maybe going to record some video casts. Thinking about that. Yeah, I don't know, I've been listening to some podcasts, listening to a little bit of No Jumper, even though I don't really like Adam 22. I've been listening to the RXK Nephew. interviews that he did a long time ago. Listening to Joey Diaz, The Church. That's one of my all-time favorites. Been listening to that. The newer episodes with Nephew. That's been pretty cool. I like that a lot. Bible in a Year podcast. Those are some of my favorites I've been listening to recently. But yeah, I think I'm going to head back. It's starting to rain. I'll hopefully talk to you here real soon. I love you. Stay blessed.